How much time do you have? I don't usually comment on political things, but last night there was an attempt on former President Donald Trump's life, and I wanted to make a couple comments on that and have you think about what I'm going to say as well. Is that there will be a lot of people in today's environment that'll be pro-Trump or anti-Trump. And I don't know which side of the fence you fit on that, but it really doesn't matter to me. That's your business. At least in the United States, you have the right to make that choice, and I would encourage you to do it. And this event will eventually get back to the political divide that we have, and there'll be commentary on who did what right and who did what wrong, and people will justify actions, unfortunately, either one way or another. Hopefully they won't justify a attempt at someone's life, but who knows. But what I wanted to talk to you about is think about that incident for a second. Think about, and I've hunted, think about from 130 yards away, which is where the shooter was, to hit someone in the head at the tip of their ear. And if that moved literally millimeters, that bullet, that person, Trump, would have been very likely dead. If it hits the temporal area of your head or enters the brain, if it enters the brain, you're pretty well done. If it hits the temporal area of your skull, about 70% of the time, you're going to be done as well. So whatever you want to call a reason for that, he was lucky in that regard. He survived. There were other people that weren't as lucky. There was a fatality. There were critical injuries. Shooter lost his life, obviously, as well. But it points out to me, again, how fragile time is. A lot of the people doing this business acquisition journey are very young, and they think that they have all the time in the world. Well, guess what? Time is fleeting, and you saw a great example of that. Bullet goes where it goes. Trump lives. A few millimeters difference, Donald Trump's time is done. So I want you to think about that. Recently, I talked about some books that Bob Proctor recommended, one of which was a book I probably haven't read in 30 years. It is a tiny little book, more a pamphlet than a book. It's 38 pages, and it's called U Squared, U2, which is trademarked. And the title of that book is a High Velocity Formula for Multiplying Your Personal Effectiveness in Quantum Leaps. And it's a great read to think about how you can do things more quickly, more efficiently, how you can make a quantum leap. And he tells a story in this book of, which is an example I use a lot, the fly trying to get through the window. It'll keep trying and trying and trying. But if the door was open 10 feet away and it turned and went through that door, it would have been free and outside. But it didn't. It keeps pushing on the window. Eventually it dies and hits the window sill. And so he talks about what's important in making a quantum leap. And he talks about changing your personal habits, conventional wisdom, disbelief, fear, all of those things, what failure will teach you, your comfort zone. In 38 pages, he goes through all of those things and more. I would encourage you to get that book and read it. You can go to, and I have no affiliation with Price Pritchett, PritchettUsquared.com, and that's PritchettYou2.com. Let me do that again. PritchettYou2.com. And you'll see that you can buy the book for $10.95. You can get an audio book and listen to it immediately. Same price, I believe. Digital books, you can get it in English, French, Spanish, all kinds of languages. But I would encourage you to do that and think about how much time do you have, and the responsibility that I hope we all take seriously, and how we spend that time. So you know the steps in business acquisition. If you don't, there's plenty of ways, including my website, to find those out. But are you taking action? Are you every day doing the things that move you closer to your goal? And if not, I would encourage you to rethink that, recalibrate yourself, decide what's important, decide on what your mission is essentially, and then take action on a consistent basis. But there's a lot of lessons from yesterday's event in how much time do you have, and it oftentimes is not as much time as you think you might have had. So I hope you take that to heart, hope you put it into action, and I'd love to hear your comments on that at bruce@brucewhipple.com. Again, that's my email, bruce@brucewhipple.com. Personal email. No one else reads that, just me. But take action and think about time and have you used it well and how you're going to use it better in the future.